The thing I'd like to add is, Rene, is that if I put it very simple. I said, you got into this business to make money, right? They're like, yes. I said, all you have to do is sell 2 bottles of FOL a month. There goes your 150 that you think that you're paying as a fee. Sell 2 bottles, sell a couple of things. And that's what you're here for, to do business. And it costs you nothing because you bought inventory, you made money on it actually.
Absolutely.
So
And
here's the thing about, we're going to turn this reality into CB now, because we get into Milan because we want to, well, two reasons. We want better products. Most importantly, we want a better business. We need a business. Just a little side note on this thing. My son calls me all the time for FOL, not because he wants to drink it. He doesn't like the taste. But that's the only thing he likes to use as a deodorant. It's incredible. Every single day for 3 years. If you haven't used the Fountain of Life as a deodorant, you want to try it today. You'll be absolutely shocked. It is the absolute best deodorant you'll ever find anywhere. By the way, there's like 15 uses of FOL because initially still as a topical product before becoming an internal product for rashes, heat, all the stuff. But today, just put some Fountain of Life on your hand, but you get 24-hour protection like no deodorant has ever done in history. So there's a little thing for you. Now, I've got 13 things here. Plus, I got 13 plus. You need a car, most places, right? Well, here, if you're building a business, I pay for your car. The gentleman on the screen, they haven't paid for the car for how many years now?
Since
14 for me.
Since 2012, I think.
There you go. So now, does this business cost you money or save you money?
You give me
Just
too many.
Just that alone. How much is the car payment every month?
$1,550.
Like $150 to cover all of this, including your car payment. You tell me if this business costs money. Everybody goes on a vacation once a year. I don't care where you are. Some people go on a vacation, some people go on a cruise, family vacation. And here we got some of the most luxurious cruises and vacations that we offer here. With that $150 a month, by the way, when you build your business, right?
I want to add as well the Opulence points. Sorry, me, you got my mind thinking about the Opulence points because, right? I mean, what other program in the world, for buying the things you're using on a daily basis, can you earn back these Opulence points? And these Opulence points can be used for the fashion, or even on the last cruise trip, again, the free vacation that we got, the free cruise, we could use it to upgrade our staterooms, right? So we went from, I guess, from a nice stateroom to like a oceanside room. So like you're saying, if you were to go on a cruise and upgrade your room, you have to pay for that. Mm-hmm. And in our company, we got the cruise for free, and you can requalify for the cruise every single year for free. But we also use our Opulence points to upgrade our rooms to a much bigger room. The kids loved it, so we're one of a kind.
So with or without Opulence, you have these 13 things, probably more. I just did this in 5 minutes. Plus you need a car, you need to go on a vacation, plus you need a job or some type of income. All of that is covered here. All of that is covered here. Plus there is some added benefits on top of that. You know how many people have come to me with the past 16 years and said, I will have never been able, ever, to have a designer bag, or designer jewelry, or designer watch, or on a luxury cruise, or going on this crazy 6-star resorts. I could never go on a first class ticket. I could never go on. Like, you know how many people have come to say thank you to this business because I'm experiencing the designer world, which I could never experience before.
I had to add this over me really quickly because you're getting my mind thinking here. Speaking of that, when I was 27, I first got into the business. Of course, I knew one day I would want to get married and buy an engagement ring for someone, right? And what Opulence has allowed me to do is to be able to buy a $47,000 engagement ring that I
Yeah.
never, at the age of 27, would have thought I'm going to buy my wife a $47,000. I think it was like it's like a 1.54 carat center stones, a total of 4.3 carats of total diamonds on one giant ring in a side band too. And I never would have been able, with a regular job, or even
Yeah,
just
but you
saving up.
didn't mention the main part. Even, by the way, that's a six-figure ring. It's called the Mountain of Light, right? Or Ocean of Light.
Ocean of Light.
Ocean of Light, right?
Mountain of Diamonds, Ocean of Light.
What he paid was $47,000, but that actually, again, even for something as important as that, guess what? Every other company, he had to go outside and buy it retail or go to some fancy designer like Tiffany or Cartier to do it. Even for that, he used the best of the best in the world, Fairy Marsh, which is our brands, our luxury brand. We made it for him in-house. He got a chance to accumulate over time for the most important day of his life. I such a important topic, and I know a lot of people are missing this, right? No other company on the planet in MLM can have this discussion today. There just isn't another company that could say, well, we offer all of this to our people. It just isn't. So people say Rene has a world record for the most income ED ratio, and that will never change, be challenged, will never get challenged. And then DSA was shocked by it. His article is businessforum.org. And the record is, for the new people who are looking for the money conversation, the record was he made over 107,000 a month. And that's not unusual. Top distributors in MLM make that type of money. What is unusual, the DSA average is, if you're going to make 100 grand a month, you're going to need about 100,000 distributors. When Rene did that, how many members you had, Rene?
I had 7,000.
How much?
7,000 partners.
7,000 people. Not 100,000, not 200,000, not 500,000 distributors that other leaders brag about. He had 7,000. So why is that important to you? Because 100,000 plus distributors, hard to create. 7,000? It's doable.
Doable.
It's doable. Now, Reza, when he got him, how long did it take you to make your first million?
27 months.
27 months. Why am I bringing this together? Because you can create a business like this with this, without changing a single thing in your prospects and your distributors' lifestyle. All they have to do is transition from what people they bought from before, the grocery stores, to our own products. All they have to do is maintain their life the way we had it pre-opulence and just transition it to opulence. So when you create so much value, when you create so much use cases, I'm not talking about use cases that they have to be told to use. It's not, these are not stuff that, yeah, I should take my fountain of life because, it's good for me. When Rene did that, we didn't even have the health products. When Reza did that, we didn't even have the health products. We did not have the Safe Home Revolution. We only had the designer fashion house. But of course, what I was talking about, even back then, they woke up in the morning, they needed the shoes, they needed watches, they needed jewelry, they needed bags, purses, briefcases, wallets. They needed all of these things. And I go, how many pairs of shoes is enough? It's never enough, right? It's never enough. Women, ladies, you know that. It's never enough, right? So pre-opulence, you have 50 pairs of shoes. You have 50 pairs of bags, right? Use cases. And that's why we hold some of the most, we destroyed the DSA averages when it comes to ED ratio, earning per distributor ratio, retention ratio, and monthly activity ratio, the three major stats in MLM because of the number of use cases that we have in our company that no other company has. And after that, then we got into health, skincare, anti-aging skincare line. We got into the shampoos. We got into the unbelievable toothpaste that we have. You know, using a toothpaste, let's talk about that quickly, because, you know, to me, a toothpaste or microself toothpaste is probably the most important product that we have in our company. Why? Because we force our kids to use a toxic material called toothpaste. Every single day, your children use a toothpaste at home that in the back of that toothpaste, it says it's poison. It clearly in the back of every toothpaste has fluoride. It says, you know, if you ingested it, accidentally called the poison control center because it's poison. Our children should never touch toothpaste. Mine never did. My boy never, even before we had our own toothpaste, mine never touched or tasted regular toothpaste. We went to a health food store and we found anything that didn't have fluoride. Now, it didn't have a good protection, but you know what? I know about fluoride for 30 years, and he wasn't going to touch that. It's directly linked to so many diseases that toothpaste I use every day. That's why I'm so passionate about that, because children are involved. We force our children to brush their teeth every day, twice a day, which is the right thing to do, except we're giving them poison to brush their teeth with. And so we talked about these use cases for one person up till now. But then, Rene, you brought this up, Reza brought this up. That 150 doesn't just have to cover you. It would have to cover your family, your children, because they're washing their hair. They need body wash. They need a deodorant. They need toothpaste, right? So if we just have to put this in forefront of our conversation, gentlemen, because I think, you know, we can talk about how our compensation plan is so much better and we can show that on paper, fine. But I don't think most new people care about that. We can talk about how our products are so much better quality and safer than anyone else, or at least it sits at the top within the best of the best. Fine. But you know, I don't think most new people care about that. But we can show them. It's actually free to do this business. If anything, it's saving you money and it's saving your life. It's saving you money and it's saving your life. And your children's life. I think that should be on the forefront of our conversation.
Ramin, I had a little quick session over the past weekend. And I told this young lady, I asked her, I said, how many people in your team? She said 12. I said, okay, would $500 a month make a difference in your life? She says, yeah, absolutely. Then I sat down and broke down these 12 people, 12 families, just by them being using their own products, understanding just the most basics. I added it up. It actually worked out to almost $700 a month in what she would make in income by introducing her members properly to the products and not even going extravagant, just using the basics of what a family would need. And there goes your $500 a month without you even selling anything. That goes from CV. Generated from 12 people in your team. She's like, oh, wow, really? I said, absolutely. Because they were not focused on the product portion of things. They were too focused on the money side, not realizing and understanding it is the products that's consumed by your team and who they introduce it to. I think in this case, 12 people in her team. That would give you $500 a month. So she was like, wow, okay, I'm going, I'm going to start with your own household first. Make sure that you are using the stuff that you're already buying elsewhere and bring that knowledge to these 12 people and make them see. And it was like, she was so ecstatic. And it's so true. Every one of us on this call, regardless of the size of your team, sit down and take notes of what we're talking about over here. And okay, you got the fountain of life, the microsilver spray is a must, whether you go on a public transport, on a plane, train, and sit down and put a little package. This young lady in Kenya blew my mind. She's only a few months in the business. She was apparently 2 or 3, maybe Nancy Kahiga can correct me, but Momentum packs a month, she retails. 3 Momentum packs a month, she retails in Kenya. So, she makes them pre-packaged. You see all these packages. I said, who are they for? He goes, my customers. I said, you know who they are? He goes, no, but I will not go home till these packages are sold. And she's done that from day one, every single day. So it is very simple as long as we pay attention to the basics.
Well,
I
here's
also
the
want
thing.
to add,
There's got to be people who sell. I don't want to totally focus on retailing because obviously that happens, but I want to talk about use cases here, guys, because
yeah, I want
people
to,
are selling all kinds of stuff. But here's what I want to focus on a little bit, for example, just so new people can understand the difference here, because, I want to talk about things that other companies cannot have that conversation. We just had, once a year, we have this Black Friday sale, right? That's when we realize that the use cases that we have, how the people who are ordering, the people who walked into our gallery to buy all these great deals, vast majority of them, these are people we haven't seen in a long time. They're actually not active, but they're not going to miss the Black Friday. They want their ferry. They want to come in and they want to buy their favorite designer line at a discount. See, that's important. While other companies are trying to, convince their people to use that 1 or 2 products that they're putting out there, are inactive distributors. They don't want to miss a sale here. And because there's so many use cases here, we got our inactive distributors who would never give up the toothpaste. Of course, the fountain of life is a go-to for everything. We have our inactive distributors who tried the shampoo Captive or Central, and that this is the greatest experience I've ever had in a shower, because the way, just the scent, the feeling, the use case part is so important. There's a pandemic going on and everybody's putting this toxic stuff on their hands. Now we have the Sterling, something you feel good about using for you and your family. Now we have the spray. So those are the type of things. Now, when you put it together, I would talk about even a car program, car club. Rene, tell us about that.
oh my goodness. I mean, I think one of the biggest things for me coming into this business was that I've always loved cars. And I think me just growing up, through my family, not very wealthy, we could never really have a fancy car, and so also driving a Toyota Corolla, 2000, like I think 2001 model, still, when I was into the business, it was 2000 I was 27, so it's crazy. And long story short, I was able to go from a Corolla to my Honda Accord Coupe in 3 months. Within 2 years, within a year and a bit, I got my own Lexus, IS 250 all-wheel drive, and that for me was like a luxury car already, for me. Years later, I got my dream car, which I never would have imagined I could have. But you always see the car that you want to drive on the road, right? And every time you see that car on the road, you're like, I wish I could drive that car. I wish I could have that car. So for me, it was the Bmw M5. It's like a huge car. It's twin turbo, 560 horsepower, V8 dual clutch. Has a butt massager, and I gotta tell you, when you finally get a chance to have your car paid for, it's one thing to be given a car if you have rich parents, and that wouldn't give me the same that same accomplishment feeling. But to know that you qualified for your own car payment and you're driving this beast on the road, and then so of course years went by, and then I saw these new Teslas coming out. I was like, wow, it'd be so cool to have a Tesla, and 0 to 100 in like 2.7 seconds, right? And of course, that's what I drive today. And I want to share one last thing as well too. I mean, talking about use cases, and it just dawned on me as well. Is that Christmas is one of the biggest holidays of the year, and everyone's buying gifts, right? Everyone's buying gifts during Christmas. We all buy gifts throughout the year, and if you are buying gifts, and I always mention this in my tours, if you're buying gifts for people from the malls, you are doing a huge injustice to yourself, because why would you go and spend money in the malls to buy a gift, And then what you're basically doing is you're promoting the mall's brands. You're promoting whatever you're buying for someone, you're promoting their stuff. Why would you not buy gifts from your own business? At the very least, right? It's from your own business. It generates CV, which you get paid on, right? Qualifies you for the car bonuses and all this stuff. But at the very least, you're going to be promoting yourself. Like, so the same money you would have spent, right? Whether it's $1,000, $500, $2,000 or more buying gifts, if you did it at the malls, that's just money gone. At the very least, doing it here, I can guarantee you, if you bought everyone gifts from Opulence Global, it would eventually turn into you generating more sales because people are taking your product, they're trying your toothpaste, they're trying your shampoo, they're trying the fountain of life. You're promoting yourself. So it's actually gonna make you money just by buying gifts, the same money you would have spent anyways, but here you got yourself a free business. Here you got yourself a free renewal, right? And here it's going to be promoting you as well too. So it's one that remains another use case that we all buy gifts, right? Think of every single time you have to buy a birthday gift, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, holidays, anniversaries, Valentine's Day, anniversary. Like, you're always buying stuff. The question is it promoting you or is it not promoting you? So thank you, Ramin. Back to you.
You know, let's just wrap this up a bit, because while other MLM companies say go find a customer to sell them this unique new product, right? And that's how they operate. And we have some of that too in the Fountain of Life. And what we need to do, our job is a lot different and easier. Convert everybody around us to just switch their things they're already using into our product. Switch. Now, that's from the customer point of view. From the organizational point of view, remember, Metcalfe law, the more people, the more use cases you can create for your people in your organization for their monthly, smart buys or auto ships or products, the more use cases you can create. That means you increase retention, you increase activity, and you increase your check. That's why we hold so many records in MLM, because there's so many use cases. Even the uninterested is so used to love so much of our stuff that still buys. And that's the conversation that's unique in MLM. And I wanted to bring that conversation to the forefront. So with that, let's get a host on with us. And what are the comments? What are your thoughts, guys? What's your thoughts? If you're new here and somebody invited you to listen to this call, generally, the conversation is about the compensation plan, and there's so many things to talk about. So they choose 5 or 6 topics. And today I wanted to get my top guys on, and I wanted to bring up a new conversation that's quite different. And this conversation doesn't happen in MLM anywhere else because they don't have all the use cases. They don't have 6 businesses in one. And it is a very important conversation because what we just talked about reduces your ED ratio from up to $1 per distributor, which is the DSA average, to $7 to $8 per distributor, which is 8 times what the DSA average is, industry average is. And what does that really mean to you? That means that you do the same work in this company, you get paid 8 times higher than any other company. And at the end of the day, that's what we want. MLM is about a leverage business. You work off of 5, you benefit from the next 50, right? So, and you do that based on use cases of the product. So with that, Rico, any conversation, questions, that we're here to answer them.
One thing you shared, Ramin, I don't know when you shared it recently, that people telling you that MLM thing or whatever didn't work for me. I love that. maybe you want to touch on that quickly because it's so true. It's so true.
Well, my forensic, I have another company and I have another training, and this company you get those trainings Was a lady that said, well, MLM didn't work for me. She was talking in general. In my other company, we have like 84 companies involved getting training, which is my forensic networker. So I train many people outside this company. So some lady from some company said, well, MLM didn't work for me, which is kind of silly because, some questions, some comments are really so strange that's confusing, and you don't see people say that about any other thing. Nobody says, well, the job didn't work for me, right? People would say, well, either I didn't like it, I quit, or they let me go, right? Nobody says the job didn't work for me. It just doesn't make any sense. You either quit or they let you go, right? But you come in MLM, no businesses, of course, MLM doesn't work for you. No businesses do. Businesses don't work for us. We work for our businesses. We build our businesses. You go buy McDonald's franchise and say, well, I don't go to work. Says, well, McDonald's didn't work for me. But McDonald's doesn't operate itself. We have to go and operate a business. So this is the type of thing about this company as well. I think the trainings that we have is so advanced and it's so detailed. And this is what, again, contributes to our retention. I know so many people last 16 years, even someone once were no longer involved here, they're still very closely associated to this company because A, they love the company, we build strong relationships, and they still love the trainings.
Awesome. Thank you.
Rico.
Yes, Ramin, and of course, I think a lot of our partners here are saying they love this new conversation. Of course, hearing it out, not a presentation, not a training, but actual stories coming from people who have experienced wonderful results from our products, wonderful results from our business. And I could just read some of the chat here. And anyway, if you are new here and if you have any questions that you would like to be answered, please feel free to put it in our chat box, or probably we can hear you out right now. And of course, I can see a lot of messages coming from our chat group saying here, I totally agree with Rene coming from IFRA. I only give to our Opulence points. Yes, yes, absolutely, IFRA. Thank you so much for your message. Yulia is saying here, most companies don't really do retail because they have more partners than customers. We have great products, so we have loyal customers. And I totally agree with that as well. And yes, there are just so many messages in our chat box. And yes, agreeing to each and everything that was mentioned here. And I can see a raise of hand, Ramin, if you may allow to speak, Han Mei. All right, so we'd like to unmute Han Mei. We'd like to welcome you on the call. Hello, Han Mei. Good evening to you. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Rico. Good morning, Ramin. Thank you for such a wonderful training. This morning, this Sunday morning. Okay, I just want to say thank you so much because last Friday we had a Mandarin webinar, Zoom training. Somebody asking me about the fashion line because not many people know much about our fashion line in China right now. They're talking about, I have a customer, I have a friend, actually, I brought her to our head office to try out a pair of shoes. She actually loved it. She actually bought some of the jewelries, but for the shoes, she said, okay. She used to chase the brand name, the like LV such stuff, and she's saying, okay, the quality is good. The quality is good. It's a man-made, genuine leather, very comfortable shoes. But she's talking like, okay, but the price, how come your price is similar to those brand name? I say, okay, what's wrong with the Visa? We are similar to the brand name, right? To the brand name that everybody knows right now. Fairy is my brand name. Okay, let's say if you are chasing LV, right? What kind of opportunity you have? Your only opportunity is to spend money, right? But with Fairy, it's our own brand name, right? It's offered as opportunity, not only the product. I'm trying to make my team to understand this concept, understand this business. So Ramin, your training today is really, really helpful. to make make us to clarify about this concept about this business, because nowadays some mistake, some people just think, okay, this company is all about the fountain of life. Now they know a little bit about the safe home revolution. They still don't have a big picture about this business. So that's as our task to make everybody, every distributor, every member, and every customer to understand what we are. We are a lifestyle leader. I don't know. We call ourselves lifestyle advisor.
Advisors and directors.
I really like this title. We don't call us like emerald, diamond, or whatever. Sounds so ridiculous right now to me. So I really like our title is called as the lifestyle advisor. With the training you just given this morning, it's really helpful. Thank you so much. That's all I have to say today. Thank you.
Thank you, Han Mei. Hey, here's a good thing to tell your friend. Why Ferry? Because you can own Ferry, but you can't own Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, that's my point. That's what I told her, and I actually trained my team last Friday. Just to make sure that trying to make them understand the concept of this business. Otherwise, actually, I was in the same place. Like 2 years ago, 1 year ago. 2 years ago, I know only Fountain of Life. Then gradually, I know the safe home revolution. Now I have a bigger picture about this business. Sure. Thank you for your leadership. It's really, and we have a wonderful team with Rene and Harry. Yeah, and all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So so some advantages that we have over other designers, here you can actually accumulate to get that designer back, but Louis Vuitton doesn't give you that option, right? So that's number one. So that's where so many people.
I'm not very very familiar with the designers or the fashion line, but to me it's different from Fountain of Life. Fountain of Life is something we only have, we have, right? Nobody can design it, right? Nobody can design it. For fashion line, I think in the future, whatever time that you need a new designer or new line or whatever, we can just simply add it. It's as simple as that.
Here's the thing. I talked about earlier, Han Mei, the discussion shouldn't be whether our products are better than others, right? We know we have top-notch products. The discussion should be on the whole picture. Why should you look at Opulence Global? Well, because here you can accumulate towards those designer pieces you cannot get anywhere else. Rene got this 6-figure ring. He, probably at the time, he can now, but probably at the time he couldn't go to Cartier. If we didn't have one, he would have to go to Cartier or Tiffany, try to spend $100,000. He probably wouldn't have been able to do it at that time. But here he didn't have to do that. He accumulated and got that, and that ring today is worth more than anything else. So second, when you do this, we talked about the 150 and getting into a business. Well, it did cost you nothing here because all of a sudden you use those points to get the products you want. You cannot do that with other designers. You can't do that with other, you go buy a product, you don't get a business with it, right? And lastly is that, I know Amway went through this, right? Amway people would say, well, because Amway doesn't make anything. The only thing they did back then was this Neutralite health products, but that wasn't their business. Their business was everything else. And people would say, why should I buy toilet paper I can find in the store from Amway? Well, Amway became the world's largest company by saying, yeah, but if you bought your toilet paper from the store, or which was the exact same toilet paper, you don't get a business, you don't get a culture, you don't get a support. And today, of course, look how big they are.
Yeah, really, culture. I like that word, culture. Yeah,
so
we have
us,
very
we don't actually sell culture. Other people's product. With us, it's actually our own product. So there are so many advantages here. I guess my whole concept was, Han Mei, that I came up with 13 use cases. There's probably more, plus the car program, the vacation that you got to go, plus the income, the places of job. Rene talked about gifting. I mean, there are 27 gifting occasions in a year. 27. On Mother's Day alone, $40 billion worth of sales. On Mother's Day alone. So again, everybody's going out there buying gifts on Valentine's, birthdays, Christmas, and all of this. But
Yeah,
here,
it's
you don't
almost
have to do that
Christmas.
anymore. Right?
Yeah,
Now,
yeah, yeah.
150 a
I
month.
just bought few gifts for my friend that are from the Black Friday. Like that's a very good deal, and it's a very good gift for relatives, a friend. You know, it's much better than you go to the like Costco. I see Costco right now they are selling a different kind of like chocolate, whatever. It's much better than those. You know, it's
Oh yeah, and Hammy,
it's from our yeah.
just to add, Hammy, as well, like for my wife, when I wanted to buy her that designer engagement ring, I wanted to buy her something that was so rare because she deserves it, right? And you can't even buy 21 karat gold, or 950 palladium anywhere else in the world except through Opulence, right? So, there's just endless use cases here. I mean, I know that we're coming to, I guess, the 1 hour mark here. Again, thank you, Hamid, for sharing your thoughts too.
Okay, it's like
Thank
an
you.
investment, right? I consider that way. It's not only you need, it's like an investment, right?
Awesome. Thank you, Han Mei. Rico,
Thank
anyone
you.
else you need to?
Yes, thank you, Hanmei. And of course, if there's anyone who would like to ask their questions or probably share their insights, probably we can entertain one or two at this call. And Ramin, I just also want to add that on top of the products, on top of the compensation plan, what I really love and enjoy about what we have here is the platform. And the technology that we have here is just absolutely amazing. And you can have all the products and have the compensation plan, but without the right platform that allows you to reach out in different parts of the world. Wow, I truly love this technology that we have here. It makes easier for our partners to basically reach more and more people when it comes to promoting and sharing our products to different parts of the world. So and I always say with the investment, with the packages that we have, with the online shops that we have, just the platform alone, it's all worth it. Not to mention about the products and of course the different benefits that you can gain out of sharing these products to other people. And yes, are there any? Yes.
Well, you know what, guys? At the end of the year, what we always say: you want to finish the year strong, so we can start the new year strong. So I thought, you know what? We're going to get our top guys on here. We're going to have this type of conversation. If you're new here, I wanted you to understand the difference between the conversation is different here in this company than any other company because we have some use cases that other companies simply don't have. With that, what's your closing remarks, Reza and Rene, and we can just close this call.
Well, I think it was just an amazing call, and this company truly delivers, over delivers and under promises. I tell you that right now. I've earned, we call it the stripes in the industry. I've seen a lot, and this is what every individual that joins, most who join this industry is to build it once and enjoy it forever. And this company truly does all of that. And we are the living testament to what it is. And, it's well worth it, guys. You want this company to work for you, you need to work for it. Stop building it, and it's going to be well worth it. Get out there, pedal to the metal. I don't care if it's 6 months or 6 years. It is well worth it at the end of it. I tell you that right now. Life challenges don't end. As we can see, this world throws surprises at us. To deal with these surprises and challenges, I rather rich than poor. I think you all agree with that. So that's from me to you guys. Thank you, Ramin.
Thanks, Rez.
And just from my side, really quickly too, I just want to say that again, this business here has, again, working hard, part-time, 2 to 5 years, has given me a lifestyle that, I want everyone to experience, right? To really live life, experience life's fullest menu. It's just incredible. 14 years, I never would have imagined being able to say one day, 14 years ago that I'm buying a $5 million home. You know, like it just allowed me to say and do things and experience things that you know, I mean, life is not about waking up, going through traffic, going to 9 to 5, getting off work, eat. It's not about that. There's so much more to it. And I just want to end by saying, in this call here, we've been a 16-year-old company. We're just getting started, guys. We're just getting started. I mean, we have. If you're at the product, the last innovation conference, we have new products coming again next year. I mean, it feels like we're just getting started. So, you know, if you're on this call, it's time to get serious. I hope that today's call really sank in deep. Again, thank you, Ramin, for an amazing session. And I think everyone here is going, let's end again 2021 as strong as you can, because the harder you work now and towards the end of the year, the better the beginning of next year. So that being said, thank you, Ramin, Reza, Rico, and back to you.
Yes, absolutely, Rene. And of course, as what you have said, all the efforts that you will put in here are much more worth it. And you know, we're just starting, we're just beginning, and 2022 is going to be a greater year for us. A lot of things have been done by the company right now. You know, we just ended a orientation, and we're truly, truly excited about the things to come for 2022. So this is the right time. If you are new here on this call, we strongly encourage you. If you have any questions, if you want to clarify anything, get back to the person who invited you here. Make sure that you ask your
hands
questions.
up. If you got any hands up, let's just let folks share the thoughts.
All right, sure. I think we have here, yes, Mohammed, who has his hands raised. So you can unmute yourself, Mohammed. Welcome to the call. Anything you would like to ask or share in this call?
Hello, everybody. Hello, Mr. Ramin. Sunshine
Hello,
here.
hello. It was good to see you here.
Yes, good to see you too. Thank you very much for a very beautiful conversation here. This is my first time. I'm in an English meeting. My language not so good, but your products, your company, your plan is very beautiful, awesome. And I'm very excited to join you. Thanks for Payman Rasulpur for joining me. I mean, in this company, in this great company. I want to say something about the products that we have here. Most of the people think that we are just here to earn money. Okay, they say that we buy these products outside from the supermarket or everywhere else, but this is a point that we do not just buy a product. We will have our luxury car switch inside. Okay, this is a point. We are not just a consumer here. We have a plan. We have an opportunity to be a number one in our business, and this is very great for me because network marketing is my how to share it, how to explain it. Network marketing for me is everything. Okay, it's just like a sky. I can fly inside. Okay, this is a very great opportunity that we have nowadays in a company like Opulence with a great leaders like you. And I'm very excited to start. This is my first day.
That's a surprise. That's a surprise.
Yes, this is my first day. I'm very excited. And I will promise here, in the next year, I will be one of the best millionaires in your company. I promise here, because I know my.
Interesting. This is interesting. First of all, I got to tell you a story, folks. Dr. Muhammad Qasimi, first of all, I had no idea you spoke English. That's because in my forensic company,
Yeah.
I do a lot of training, and Iran is my country. So as you know, I feel like, I need to contribute to my country. So I do a lot for the last 8 or 9 years. I do 4C trainings for forensic for Iran, for everybody. And Dr. Mohammed Qasimi, he's one of the biggest network marketers in Iran. Like, he's big. He does this full time. Like, he's with another company. So of course, when I did my Zoom calls, we had like 3,000-4,000 lines. Half the lines are his people. And they're so vibrant. They make a lot of noise. When they come, they want to tell everybody Sunshine is in the house. That's his company. That's his group, Sunshine team. So, so I know him because he's part of another company, and they just love the forensic. And to see you here, I wasn't expecting that. Number one, and so secondly, for you to speak, how big is your team? First of all, just don't mention how big is your team in Iran?
I have about 8,000 members in my team. I have a very big team, thanks God, and I'm here to make another one in your company because
Very good.
I really like international business. Unfortunately, in Iran, we have a limitation. Okay, but I just want to live in a no limitation circumstance. So I'm here now in your country, and I will promise here that I will explode. Okay, I will explode. I keep my word that I will be one of the best millionaire in your company in next year. Okay, and thanks for you to your beautiful company products. Fountain of Life is very awesome. It's very awesome. I'm really excited to buy your products and use it as a customer for the first time. And I see some people left the group, but when I see, I'm very thirsty to be in a circumstance, to be in a I don't know how to explain it. I forget the word. I'm very excited. I'm very thirsty to learn. Okay, I'm very thirsty to learn, and I will be one of the best member of your team for the next year. I will promise, with Mr. Peyman Rasulpour, and I'm very happy for that. Thank you very much to giving me the chance to speak with the people, with my partners, and I will promise you to do as much as I can, to try as much as I can, to learn as much as I can, to be one of the best member of your team. Thank you, Mr. Ramin and Mr. Reza.
As we say in this company, welcome home.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Wonderful, wonderful. Rico?
Thank you, Mohammed. Yes, I also see some messages for you, Mohammed. Here it says here, Mohammed, you are great, and we'd like to welcome you home to Opulence Global. Thank you for sharing your insights, and we look forward to building to the billion with you. Okay. Wow, amazing, amazing. And of course, Ramin, of course, we'd like to thank especially our partners all around the world for joining us in this call, as well as to our valued guest for today. Thank you so much for taking the time. We are actually way past over the hour, but nonetheless, it's all worth it. And I do hope that you find some value when it comes to what we have shared with you today. And as we say, our vision here in Opulence Global is that opulent living is no longer exclusive only to the most privileged. We provide an opportunity for everyone, and that includes you. Opportunity for everyone to achieve generational wealth. And that's what the name stands for, the best of the best, luxurious living, abundance in wealth. If that's what you want in your life, make sure that you message the person who invited you here, ask them any of your questions, and we'll help you get started. And of course, 2022 is going to be a great year, so make sure that your ride with the best vehicle, the best opportunity there is, Opulence Global is the way to go. Any other closing words, Ramin, before we wrap up this call?
To the billion and stay forensic.
To the billion. Stay
The
forensic.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for all
To
of
the
your
billion.
messages.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes. Thank you so much, everyone. Once again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I do hope that you enjoy this call. Happy Sunday. May you enjoy the rest of your day. And to the billion. Thank you, everyone.
To the billion.
Bye, everybody.
Billion, everyone.
To the billion. Thank you so much,
together.
Ramin.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ramin,
Thank you.
Rene, and Reza. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rico. Thank you, Ramin. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Rene.
Bye.